everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beaded wolf, and special thanks to Kathleen Wallace for suggesting this. This is quite a big design, as you can see. It is a lot larger than my other designs, but as you can see, it is super cute. This is just a little Arctic wolf that I made, but I'm going to make a gray wolf today. So let's get started. So for the body, for all the body beads, you will need 252 beads, and I'm using gray like I said before. You will also need 2 eye color. I'm just using this like palish orange, and then you also need 1 nose bead, and I'm just using black. And then for the wire, for the main body, you will need quite a bit. You'll need 37 inches or 94 centimeters of 28 gauge wire. I have mine folded over like twice. And then you'll need, we're going to make each of the legs separately and attach them on. So you'll need 10 inches for each leg. So 4 10-inch or 26 centimeter pieces of 28 gauge wire. This is the wire I use. I get it on firemountaingems.com, and it is black copper hair wire, and it is 28 gauge, and yeah, I really like it. And then last but not least, we're going to attach the ears on separately, and we're going to do that with a 6-inch or 16 centimeter piece of wire. You will also need scissors to cut your wire, a ruler to measure your wire, and something to hold your beads in. I'm using these bead scooper things, but you can use a watercolor tray. That works perfectly. So yeah, let's start beading. So first we are going to make each individual leg because those are a little bit easier. So we're going to take one of our 10-inch pieces of wire, 10-inch or 26 centimeters, and we're going to fold them in half. So take your ends and meet them together, and then kind of don't hard crease, just do a very light crease. And now we're going to take 3 of our body color beads. So 3, I'm using gray, 1, 2, and 3. And bring those down and have them rest just at the edge. And then we're going to hold them in place with our fingers like that. And now we're going to take one side of our wire and loop it around and through those beads. Now before you pull all the way tight, we're going to make sure our wires are even, and if they're not, like mine are, just pull on this little loop a little bit and then pull on the shorter wire to make it longer. And I think that's probably good enough. Just like that. I think that's good. And now we're going to pull tight, and then it will naturally kind of just curve a little bit, and that's what we want. So there's that, and now we're going to flip our design over and just take on one wire, doesn't matter which one, you're going to put another 3 beads. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to bring those down and take your empty wire, loop it around and through those 3 beads and pull tight, and it's going to curve around, so it's kind of making a little circle. All right, now we're going to add another 3 beads, and these are going to be for the back legs, and then we'll make the front legs. The front legs are a little bit different. Oops, I dropped a bead there. All right, so 3 on a wire. 1, 2, and 3. Bring it down. Do the same process where you take the empty wire and loop it through, and then pull tight. There you go, and we're kind of going to create this. I've done this a lot before in my other tutorials, but it's kind of going to create a little zigzag here. So I flipped around so the wires are facing upward, and we're going to do another row of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Bring it down and do the same process. just like that. And now we have our little like top of the leg kind of. So now flip it around so the wires are facing up, and now we're going to do one more row of 3. One, oops, 2, try and get that, and 3, and do the same process. Just like that, and as you can see, it's kind of making a little zigzag. It looks like a little W right now. There you go. And now we're going to move on and do a row of 2. So put 2 beads on your wire. 1 and 2. Just do the same process. And now you're going to do another 2 beads on your wire. Pull tight. Now you're going to do another row of 2. Now you're going to do another row of 2. Another row of 2. 1, 2. And finally, another row of 2. Doing the same process. Pull tight. And then finally, you're going to do a row of 3. 1, 2, and 3. And pull tight. Now we're going to tie it off. So take our wires and twist them together. There we go. There's like a little paw. And then we're going to trim off the excess and fold down that little pointy bit there. And then there you have one leg, and this is a back leg, and we're actually going to shape it. Move those little bits out of the way. So we're going to kind of curve it back like you see right here. So take like this and just curve it back just like that. And there you have one of your little back legs. And now we're going to make the front leg, and then we're going to duplicate the process because we obviously need 4 legs. So we'll make the front leg now. So take another piece of your 10-inch or 26-centimeter wire and fold it in half. And the front leg is just a little bit smaller than the back leg. But same thing, you're going to start off with 3 beads. 1, 2, and 3. Bring it down. And take a wire and loop it around and through those beads. And if the wires are not even, oh, mine are pretty even, but if they're not, then just do the same process where you pull this little loop and then pull on the shorter wire. So now pull tight and it should curve kind of like that. And now you're going to take another row of 3, put on your wire. 1, 2, and 3, bring it down, take your empty wire, loop it around and through those 3 beads, and pull tight. And now you're going to have your wires facing up, and we're going to do 1 more row of 3. You're going to take 3 more beads and put them on your wire. 1 and 2 and 3. And do the same process. Pull tight. Just like that. And now we're going to do a row of 2. 1 and 2. Do the same process. And then we're going to do this 5 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more time, 5. And now we're going to do a row of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Do the same process. Pull tight. And now that is the front leg complete. And now we're going to also just tie that off again. And then trim off the excess. And fold down the little pointy bit. There we go. Okay, there you have a front leg. You just curve it a little bit like that. And now you're going to repeat these legs once for each. So you'll have 2 back legs and 2 front legs. I'm going to cut the video so it's not too long, but I will see you when we have 4 legs. All right, I have the 4 legs now. So now we're going to get started on the main body. So take your really, really, really long piece of wire, and we're going to also fold it in half. It is, yeah, very long. So, oh goodness, yeah. So meet your 2 ends together and just strip down until you find the middle. Don't crease it too much, but just like that is about good. And now we're going to start. So first we're going to take 1 bead, and this is going to be our nose bead. So 1, put it all the way down. And do the same process. So we're going to take a wire. So just hold it in the center, take a wire, and then loop it around and through that 1 bead. Kind of just hold it there. Don't pull all the way tight. Make sure your wires are even. I'm sure we'll have extra, but I'm just going to do the same process. And straightening or evening out the wires. Just pull that little loop right there. And then pull on the shorter wire. And there you go. They're even. So now you can pull tight. And now we're going to do a row of 2. And this is just going to be our regular body beads. So 2, 1 and 2. Oops. Bring it all the way down. And then take your, I'm sorry, these wires are all over the place. Take your empty wire and loop it around and through these beads. And pull tight. There we go. And now we are going to kind of form a little cone, or not really a cone, but just we're going to kind of zigzag these beads. So then that way our snout is thicker than just like one. So it's not like that, basically. We're going to kind of zigzag them. Okay, so now we're going to do a row of 3. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Bring it down. And then take your empty wire, loop it around and through the 3 beads. And pull tight. And then we're going to do another row of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Bring it down. And now I'm going to do the same process with this. Just like that, and pull tight, and we're going to nestle this one in kind of in between the previous 2 rows that we did. So just shift it and just kind of rest it on top, if that makes sense. So we got this, and then we're just gonna nestle it in just like that. And now we're going to do a row of 5. And this is actually going to be the row where we add our eyes. So we're going to do 1 body color, 1 of our orangish eye color, another body color, another eye color, and then a body color. Bring all the way down and just do the same process. Pull tight, just like that. And we're also going to kind of nestle that in. You can see, just nestle it in. Nestle it in. It'll kind of automatically do it, but if it needs a little help, then do that. Now we're going into another row of 3. My wires are getting all over the place again, but that's okay. So 1, 2, and 3. Bring them down. Do the same process. And pull tight. Now we're going to do a row of 7, and as you can see, the little face of the wolf is forming. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Bring down and do the same process. Pull tight. And we're going to kind of curve it along as we do so. Just like that. I can do that one more time if needed. So instead of just pulling straight like that, because that won't really work, we're going to kind of curve the beads as we go. And there we go. You see the head. We are forming the head. And now we're going to do a row of 6. And this is when we're going to start kind of building the neck down. So a row of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring it down. And do the same process. And pull tight, and you're going to kind of want to curve it again. Kind of curve it so it is kind of parallel with this, with the previous row. And now we're going to do a row of 5, and we're actually going to do 4 rows of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring it down and do the same process. Pull tight. I want to kind of curve it again, just like that. Then we're going to do our second row of 5, 2 out of 4. 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, and 5. Bring it down, do the same process. There we go. And we are kind of forming the neck, if you see that. All right, now we're going to do another row of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do the same process. Hold tight. And then one more row of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And pull tight. All right, so now we have all of those rows, and we're actually going to fold these so the base of the neck is thicker. So we're going to fold them like that and like that. If you didn't see that, I just accordion folded it here and then there. So it's kind of like a zigzag, and it just makes the base of the neck just a little thicker and sturdier and, well, yeah, more realistic. And now we're going to do 3 rows of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring it down and do the same process. Loop around and through those beads. Pull tight, and we're going to pull tight, but then also fold it just like that. So we're going to just continue that zigzag. We're going to do another row of 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull tight. Do the same process. And then pull tight and just, yeah, we'll just continue that zigzag. It'll should just naturally rest in that little gap right there. And now we're going to do one more row of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring it down. Do the same process. And pull tight. And now we are going to attach the front legs. So kind of just straighten your wires, make sure they're straight, yeah. And now we're going to take our front legs, which should be the smaller ones, and we're going to face them, just kind of position them right here. And then we're going to take the end of one of the sides of our wires. So we're going to take this wire, this one right here, and we're going to string it through 2 of the beads on the side of the leg. And what I kind of like to do is kind of curve my wire so it kind of leads, like automatically just goes in the place I want it to. If needed, you can string it through 1 bead at a time. So I strung it through 1 bead, and then I'll string it through the other. String it through here and pull tight, just like that. So I am stringing the wire through those 2 beads right above my nail, and I'm going to pull it all the way so it meets up with the body, and this is what it should look like. And then we're going to do the opposite thing. So if we turn our design around and then take our other front leg and face it, just position it like that. We are going to take the 2 beads on the side here, and we're going to string our wire through the 2 beads above my nail. So hopefully this will make sense. We're going to string our wire through just like that and pull all the way to the body. And there you have your 2 front legs kind of attached. They're not very secure yet, but we will secure them in just a moment. And now we will continue as normal and do 6 beads on our wire. So 1, oops, it's a little blurry, sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull tight, and again take the empty wire, loop it around and through all 6 beads, and you're going to pull mostly tight and just make sure those legs are not like that. Make sure they're together and pull tight. And now what we're going to do is kind of just nestle it in. So it's not like this, but it's like this, if that makes sense. Oh. And now we're going to secure the legs. So if we zoom in, we are going to add 2 beads on our wire, but we are going to string our wire through some of the beads on these legs. So I'm just taking this wire right here and stringing it through 1 of these beads, that one right on the back, if you can see that. So I'm stringing it right through there. And now onto this same wire, I'm going to add 2 beads. 1 and 2, just like that. And now I'm going to string this same wire through this other bead on the back of the opposite leg. So this is what it should look like. Now we're going to pull tight very gently. Just pull tight. Just like that. Now we're going to do the opposite with the other wire. So string it through, and then the same beads that your other wire was stringing through, you're going to string the other wire through. Sorry if that does not make sense. You can see I got 3 of them. I'm going to go back in. There we go. Now pull tight. And now you can pull both of your wires just to secure it even more and adjust anything that you need to. And when you pull it tight, it should kind of curve up like this, and that's what we want because we're kind of essentially making a tube that the body is going to be. And yeah, if you got past this step, good job. Because that was a little tricky, but if you have trouble, just rewind the video, and if you are getting frustrated, just please take a break, okay? All right, so now we're going to do a row of 7. So 7 gray beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, 6, and 7. Bring those down. Do the same process, and this time, actually, yeah, no, not the same process. We're going to put our wire through half of these beads. So even though it's 7, I'm just going to put the wire through 3 of the beads. And I've done this method before. If you've seen any of my other 3D, most of my 3D videos have this technique, but we're going to pull tight. And then the example one, I actually did not do this with. So see, the body is kind of floppy like that. And these aren't really secured together. So we're going to secure the back or the rows on the body together on this one. So now take your wire that is halfway strung through your beads, and we're going to loop it or string it through that previous row. If that makes sense, just like this. And don't pull too tight, but pull like kind of loose, just like that. And now take that same wire and string it through the 4 remaining beads. And then we're going to pull tight. And there you go. Now there's that second row. And now we're going to do a row of 7 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Bring it down. And do the same process. And pull tight. And we're not going to do any like loop back or anything for this one because there's not really a lot to loop back on. But now we're going to do it for the next row. So now we're going to do another row of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Bring it down. Now we're going to do the same process, but we're just going to string the wire through 3 beads, or 4, just around half of them. Pull tight. Now we're going to do the same process where we take this wire and string it through the previous row. Pull tight, just like that. And now take that wire and string it through the remaining 4 beads. Pull tight. And pull tight on both wires. And there you have the next row. And now we're going to do a row of 8. One, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring it down. And do the same process, but we're going to actually only string a wire through half of them. And then string your wire through the previous row that you did. You can see it's this row right here. String it just like that. And pull tight. Not super tight though, just loosely tight. Then continue stringing through the remaining beads, and then pull tight. Pull tight on both wires, and there you go. Now we're going to do another row of 7, and then we are going to attach the back legs, which is exciting. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Bring down and only string your wire through 3 of them. Pull tight. And then do the same process. Pull tight. And then continue stringing through the rest of the beads. And pull tight. And pull on both wires. Just like that. And now we are going to attach the back legs. So we're at like this now. And we're going to attach them the exact way we did the front legs. So now you're going to take your back leg and kind of position it where you want it. And then we're going to take our wire and string it through 2 of the beads. And you can kind of like push your beads so they're like lined up a little more. And that will really help. So just like that. And just like that. And now do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to flip this around. So position it just like this. And then take your wire and line up the beads a little bit. And string your wire through. I'll zoom in for this one. String it through the 2 beads on the side. And pull tight. Just like that. It's blurry. Just like that. And now we have our front legs and our back legs, which is really exciting. All right, now we're going to do something very similar to the front legs, and we're going to add a row of 6 to our wire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring down. String your wire through half of your beads. Pull tight. Make sure your legs are not wonky like mine are right now. And just pull tight, and you kind of want to position your wolf legs. There we go. Do the same thing where you loop your wire through the previous row. Just that. Pull tight very gently. And continue stringing your wire through the rest of the beads. Oh, sorry, it was blurry for a second, but I think you know what to do. And pull tight. And pull tight on both wires, just like that. And now we are going to secure these back legs very much so. Well, yeah, exactly like we did the front legs. So we're going to string our wire through this back bead right here, and then put 2 beads on that wire. 1 and 2. There we go. And then string that wire the same through this bead, this back bead on the leg. Oops, sorry. And we're going to pull tight. Pull tight just like that. And then do the same thing. Well, just string your opposite wire the opposite way through those same beads. Pull tight. And pull tight on both your wires. Just like that. So now your back legs are secure. And now we're going to actually move on to the tail, and we're almost done. We just have to do the tail and then do the ears, and then we'll be done. So we're going to take 2 beads on our wire. 1 and 2. Bring those down and string your wire through them. We're not going to do just half of them. We're going to string a wire through all of them. Now we're going to put another 2 beads on our wire. 1, 2. Do the same process and pull your beads tight. Now we're going to do a row of 3. 1, 2, 3. Bring it down. Do the same process. 1, 2, 3. Pull tight. Now we're going to do another row of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Do the same process. Pull tight. Now we're going to do 4 rows of 2. 1, 2. Pull tight. Another row of 2. Another row of 2. And a last row of 2. And now you're going to do a row of 1. This should be the last bead for your main body, and then we'll add the ears, of course. And pull tight, and there is your tail. And now you can tie your wolf off, and I did just trim my wires a little bit because I did accidentally get too much wire. So now we're going to tie this off. So we're going to loop one wire around and through that single bead and pull tight, and then we're going to do the same with the other one. Loop around through that bead and pull tight. Now we're going to twist our wires together, and we're almost done. And then we're going to use our scissors to snip off the excess. And we're going to just fold that little pointy bit down. And there is the body of our wolf. Oh, it's so exciting. If you want an earless wolf, I guess you can keep it like this, but we are going to add the ears now. So now we're going to take our 6-inch or 16 centimeter piece of wire and fold it roughly in half, just like we always do. And now we are going to take our wolf, and if you see that bead right in the middle, point to it with my scissors, right there, we are going to string our wire through that bead, just like that. There we go. And now we are going to take 5 beads and string them on one side of our wire. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just like that. And we are going to loop it through this edge bead, just this bead closest to, I'll do that one more time. Just string that wire through that last bead, the one closest to the edge of the face, and then pull tight. And as you see, it's kind of curved right now, so I'm going to give it a little point. And you can always do more shaping later. That's kind of what I want. Kind of. I'll shape it more later. But we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So we're going to take 5 gray beads, and I think I dropped some of mine because I do not have any left, but I have more right here. So I'm going to get 5 more beads, and we're going to put them on our wire. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Bring it down and do the same process. I'll zoom in on this time. Just string your wire through. Just like that. Pull tight. Like that. and now you have both of your ears, and this one kind of pointed up on its own. But now we're going to tighten both of those wires just by tugging on them. And then we are going to twist them together. And then just twist it a good amount, not too tight or anything though. But once it is twisted, then we're going to cut off the extra and fold down the pointy bit. And then make any adjustments that are needed. Like kind of shape the ears the way you want to, shape the neck. Let's give it a little curve. The tail, the legs, anything that needs to be shaped, or you can just have it sitting down like this, and I think that's super cute too. And wow, my camera was blurry. I'm really sorry about that. So you can just have your wolf sitting down or standing up. It's a little hard to make it standing up. Make it stand up, but there you go. There you go. There is a standing up wolf for you. But then you are done. So I hope your wolf turned out really, really well, and I hope this tutorial was pretty easy to follow, even though it was definitely not a beginner design. But I hope I explained everything okay, and you were able to just make a really, really cute wolf. So thank you everyone for watching. Special thanks again to Kathleen Wallace for suggesting this design. If anyone wants to comment and suggest any other designs that I should do, please do so. Though I have several requests lined up. I always seem to have requests lined up, so it might be a few months until I fulfill yours. But please just request anything nonetheless. So I will see you all next month, and next month I think is going to be a simple beaded cardinal bird, which is going to be super cute and super fun. So I will see you all then. Bye!